Hello and welcome to the Stock Planner channel. Today I'd like to do something a little differently. I'm going to mix and match. We're going to do a little stock picking. We're going to do a little, put it on the watch list. We're going to do a little scanning and filtering. We're going to do a little future predicting, a little back testing, a little indicator selection, all with the hopes that this demonstration will help you develop your own strategy and get started in swing trading. But before we get started, I want to remind everybody that I'm not making any recommendations, although I do like these two stocks that we're going to talk about, Kroger and Costco. You must do your own due diligence. You must learn how to do this stuff, and I think you can win. I like swing trading. I like trading, and I do a little neutral trading too, where the stocks are not swinging so much. Develop your own strategy and win. Let's get started. Well, let's imagine ourselves back in January 1st, 2021. January 1st, 2021. And we're thinking about Costco, which is a wholesaler, lower end, people that want shop there that want to save money, economy people, type people. And this company should be good in a recession. This is my belief. And this is how I'm doing the analysis. Or Kroger. We have a Kroger nearby. Costco's a little further. And Kroger's a little higher end. We also have a lower end supermarket, food line. But we have I think Kroger is a higher end market. Things cost a little more, but they have better stock. We like it. So, which of these two companies would you invest in 2021? Which ones would you take your money and invest it and buy a stock, either long-term or short-term? We're not talking about options here or anything like that. We're just talking about whether the stock's going to go up or down for that year, or whether you can predict those movements. Costco, now this is today, but you can imagine it. We looked at this chart a year ago, and it would look pretty much the same. And the health of the company a year ago was very healthy. It had good past performance and some value. That I don't believe has changed. Now today, it's undervalued. And earnings are expected to grow 9.4, and earnings grew by 19%. Just say you expected to grow 10% a year ago. The valuation of this stock today, and it probably was undervalued a year ago. I don't know that for sure, but it is undervalued, and we like to buy stocks like that. And this is Costco. We're going to look at the chart in a minute. We're sitting 1 year ago and deciding which stock to buy, Kroger or Costco. Which one do you think is going to do better 1 year ago? And this is just by visiting the stores, driving past it, looking in the parking lot, undervalued or overvalued. Let's quickly look at Kroger. Kroger, it's undervalued as well, 27%, and grew about the same amount, and pays a dividend. Undervalued, and the growth is not so much, and probably what it's not going to be so much for Costco. Looking at a snowflake, that's not as green as the Costco snowflake, greener. So if you just look at the snowflake, I guess you would pick Costco. But both of these companies I like. Now let's look at the chart. This is we're sitting 1 year ago, making a decision. Is the stock going to go up or down? Well, it would appear that the trend is up. And you can't read anything with this stuff here down here. But the trend seems to be up. And if the stock was truly undervalued a year ago, we would expect that people would figure that out and the stock would go up. Let's just see what happened. By the way, this is Tradingview, daily time frame, Costco. Well, in fact, the first part of the year for Costco, it dropped. And then, look at this. So, yes, for the year, it did do well. This is about the end of the year right here. So, if you invested here to there, that would have been around a 50% increase. 51%. Wow. Let's look at Kroger. It seems like it's in a range. The stock is in a range here. Here we're sitting at this point in here. Is it going to go up or go down? Let's see what happened. Beginning of the year to the end of the year. And that's a 57% rise. So they both rose in price around 50% to 57%. Kroger would have been a little better deal, but it was a little choppier too. That would have been a smoother ride with Costco. Smoother ride. So now which one do you think is going to, would have you should have chosen in 2021? Kroger or Costco? At this point, you should try to choose one. But I'm using TradingView, and I want to put this on my watch list, and it's already on there, of course. And let's make sure that Costco is on our watch list too, at Costco, and it's already there. And it's so I have a watch list that I built up of my favorite stocks. Here they are over here that I am interested in, and I know a little bit about. I know what they do, basically. I'm not an expert in any of them because too many of them, but if you're a beginning swing trader, you should try to pick 1, 2, or 3, or 4 and just analyze that. Okay, a watch list, and I flagged them as a certain color and chose blue. All the stocks on that watch list I chose to be flagged as blue. I'll do that later. I'll show you in a minute why I chose to flag my watch list, because this will enable me to analyze only the stocks on my watch list, not the 6,000 or 7,000 stocks that are out there. I don't care about those $2 stocks and $1 stocks. I just want to analyze my favorite ones. Now, the indicator selection. We picked a stock, and in my case, I'm picked 2, Kroger and Costco, because I don't have a preference. But in your case, you would pick 1. And we're going to do the analysis on that one stock and see if we could have some indicators. There's a lot of them in TradingView. Let me show you. Thousands of them that you can play with. See them all over there? The ones that I chose, I have in my description below, and how I set them up, if you like these. And some of the ones I've chosen are very common. People have used them. Anyway, this first one is a zigzag indicator. See, it's perfect. It always picks the tops and bottoms, and then a swing trader tries to capture the trends between them. Wow. If you've known that and know the future, man, you can make a lot of money. But the problem with the zigzag is it looks to the future to draw this line. So it's like, who's going to win last Tuesday's football game? Well, the future's already known, and that's when these lines get drawn. And only when the zigzag doesn't know what it's doing, right here, that's when I like to take some action. It doesn't know what it was. It knew what it was doing when it's going down, but now it doesn't know, so maybe it's going up. And that's when I look for other indicators. The ones that I use is the MACD, Stochastic Rsi, and the RSI. And I look for a long trade when the MACD is below the zero line. That's the time to go long. And when it's above the zero line, that's the time to go short. I'm looking for swings, okay? And this crossed over way deep in the money, and that says it should go up right about there. So let's look for other instances where the MACD, and that predicted a fairly good, because now we've chosen either Kroger or Costco, and it's our favorite stock, and we think it's going to go up for the year. Got it? So we're only going to take long trades, but we're not going to take short trades. We're going to be patient on the short trades. Sometimes I do take short trades on a good stock, but you've selected this stock because you thought it was going to go up and you had a lot of faith in it to go up. You can have a watch list of bad stocks. I do. I have some restaurant and real estate stuff on it. All right, so let's look for crossovers in the MACD when it's deep in the money. There's one. Oh my, that would have predicted it very nicely. These are close to the zero line, so we're going to skip those. We're looking for, here's one that's deep in the red, and that would have been no winner, but we're not taking shorts, so we're excluding those. That's a good thing. This looks pretty deep, and this one does. Okay? So you would have bought here and here, and that MACDs would have predicted those rises. If you didn't get out here, you would have lost a little bit, but hey, is that deep enough? I don't know. Let's check a look. And that would have been a nice run of about 2 weeks. Only taking the longs because it's a stock that we love, know and love, Kroger. So MACD did pretty well. Let's try the Stochastics Rsi. And the rule here is when it goes in at oversold, we start looking for buy opportunities. And when it comes back around, you can make your own rules, but when it comes back around, that's the time to take a long. That would have predicted that nice. Stochastics oversold right here. You could have been if you're already in, it could have been another buy opportunity. Here, another buy. Here and here. That's that buy that we would have had in MACD. Here, come back around, and here, and here. So if you're only buying, Stochastic would have done a really nice job on this, but it's a long trending market. You would have plenty of times to rebuy. You could have used the opposite to get out and sell your position if you wanted to, but you could be in and out of the market a lot. It's your choice. But Stochastic RSI gets many more singles, so I tend to favor the MACD and the RSI, less singles, because I want to be patient. Now, looking at the RSI, and I have it set to be very sensitive. The rule is it's below the 30, and this is a 70. You take long trades here, and that would have been a good winner. And let's call those not done. How about this one? That's that short one. You got to get in and out. There's another one. A nice, good long one here. When it comes back around, you wait, and you got it. Okay, so the point I've made so far is you select the stock that you have faith in, either long or short, and then you only take those trades long or short. Now, I violate that on the short term if I think it's a good stock that's going to go for the decade, but we have a little, like technology, a little downslide. I might take a short for the short term on technology, but I realize that the future lies here in America for technology stocks, and those companies are going to do well in the future, like AMD, NVIDIA had some rough times at the moment, but I know they're going to do well. So I've chosen 3 indicators, the MACD, Stochastic RSI, and the RSI, and I like when they all 3 occur at the same time. And so about 8 days ago, Kroger was a buy. Oh, that's just Costco. Costco was a buy. And let's do the same analysis on Kroger. Sorry about that mix-up. MACD, deep in the money there. Those are buys. Stochastic says it's buy here, and RSI says it's buy here. There'll be some pain there. Here, not here, not here. Here, that would have been a good one, and super good. And somewhere in here, Kroger is a buy, all occurring within 4 or 5 days of each other. I like that. I don't like this, and I don't like that at the moment. But it looks to me that Costco was an easier prediction, but it does work somewhat for Kroger. And they both rose. This one rose 57%, I remember, and the other one rose 50% from its January. So what's it going to rise today? Kroger and Costco. Let's just take a quick look. Costco again. So it says it's going to rise 29%. According to the fair market value. Kroger, if it catches up to the fair value, which should, 27%. I use another tool called Tip Ranks. About the same here. And strong buy and 10 out of 10. And you can do some other stuff here. I always look at the insider and hedge fund activity. This is a great, oh my God, Costco looks so good. Kroger, lower price spread. That's one of the reasons why I like Kroger. Costs more to trade Costco. Kroger is 44. It has a hold rating. So right now, it looks like Costco is our better option, and it's a 5 out of 10. With this piece of knowledge, which one would you trade for 2022? Both undervalued and both great companies, but it looks like to me that the Costco is the better deal. Okay, so how do I find these trades? I'm looking for the MACD that's below the 0, the Stochastics below the 20, and the RSI below the 30. Let's see if we can use the free scanner in TipRanks. It's not a bad scanner either. And this is an advantage over FinViz, because FinViz, you're going to have to, when you do a screen, you have to get all the stocks. There's no way of doing a watch list. TradingView, you can do a watch list of the stocks you know and love. That way, each morning, you can save some time. This is the stocks that I know and love. And what I do is I go down the list real quickly to look for when the zigzag doesn't know what it's doing. Then I can go ahead and look at these other indicators, whatever indicators I chose. It could be any indicator. You don't have to choose one, okay? But I like when the zigzag doesn't know what it's doing. That means that might be an opportunity for a swing, a change in direction. And by the way, if you're a trend trader, when the zigzag knows what it's doing, that's when you maybe want to get in. You want to try to get in as early as you can. The trend trader would try to get in here and then stay in the trend. But a swing trader tries to predict when this happens and then get in the trend. Anyway, the Zigzag doesn't know what it's doing, but it looks like it might soon know what it's doing and resume its downward trend. So it's waiting. That's Decker. Anyway, you can go down this list really quick and find stocks that the Zigzag doesn't know what it's doing, and then check out the other stuff. But how I really do it, and I have an algorithm that I wrote in another platform, OmniBroker, that does this searches for it, and you can do this almost the same thing here with the screener. You do the watch list, you set the flag, you turn the flag on over here. Watch that. And now you only get the stocks that have the blue flag. Before, you had 598 stocks, and now you only have 89. By the way, there's more than 89 on the list over here, but I'm filtering out for U.S. stocks. In other words, what I did was I took out and filtered out only wanted common stocks off these exchanges that traded off the exchange, not anything else. No Canadian stocks, no. And you can do other filters. One thing that I filter a lot for is when earnings come up. I'll save that for another time to show you. And so now I'm going to look for the MACD, and you can go ahead and have all kinds of screens here. There's your MACD and your RSI, and there's more. You can add more. There's many more indicators, but I've made a little view based on, I just copied it and added and here's what I have now is I have the stochastic RSI, the RSI 7, and normally it's set at 14, because I have my RSI set at 4, so I want a smaller RSI thing. I want the smallest they got. You got to accept what they got. That's their stochastics, and I'm looking for buys, so I want the stochastic to be a low number, and I can go down and see what's happening with those stocks. Low number, Honeywell. Likewise with the RSI, I want a low number, and so I filter it. That's a high number, so that would be when I'm looking for shorts, and I'm filtering for low numbers. See? RSI, low numbers. And you can go down and search it that way. And you can make a screen with having RSI, stochastic, and the MACD, but the MACD you want to be a low number, below the zero line, so you want to be the negative, and that is. And it puts you in the ballpark, okay? So if you're looking for just MACD and buys, you would just do a filter like this and do filtering and sorting, and that's exactly what I do in the other program. Once I have a list of the stocks and produce the number, I just filter out, sort it, and choose the ones that I want to have. Watch list of stocks you know and love, and then do your scans here, either by sorting or by manually going through your watch list. This is key, because you don't want to keep looking every single day for 6,000 stocks like you'd have to do in FinViz if you do a scan. Just start knowing a few stocks and seeing what happens with those few stocks and trade them when your indicators seem to indicate that it's a buy or sell. So I observed what's happening in my community between Costco and Kroger and decided that those two companies were good. I looked at some fundamentals. I looked at the chart to see what I was doing over the years. Found that Costco was trending up, a nice steady trend, and that Kroger did a little bit of swinging back and forth. And you can see here, I had a long trade there and a short trade here, and there was some stress in this little area here, but they turned out to be winners. And you can see that I try to take a profit quicker than I do, or short, I try to take a profit quicker than I do for a long. And I have a current trade in Kroger, and based on what I've done just now, I think I'm going to jump into Costco, because I do think Costco is going to be a good company if we have a recession and things get a little tighter. And inflation, I think people are going to want a discount store instead of the fancy store. What do you think? Please like and subscribe. How about leaving some comments? How do you do your analysis? How do you do your screening? Do you use TradingView? Do you have a watch list? Do you trade a few stocks, or do you trade thousands each day that you don't hardly know anything about? The key here, though, is develop your own strategy. Don't follow somebody else's strategy, and don't follow mine. Develop your own slowly. Learn it and win. And if you're not winning right now, do some paper trading and setting up and reading. Watching YouTube videos about watching mine. Like and subscribe. Catch you on the flip. Happy trading.